Hello to the chicos and the chicas. This is going to be longer games explained. I am going to talk to you inside my head style, telling you what is going on against Asher BHS. Sicilian? Be sure to check out my Sicilian YouTube video in which I explain that you should play the Sicilian. It's a fabulous opening with a lot of dynamic potential, lots of different variations. Really exciting stuff. And here we are playing the Maróczy. Promise me we'll learn the pronunciation. Maróczy. Bind, which is created by these two pawns that clamp down on the opponent's center. Recently I mentioned this setup in my video where I talked about this bishop on g7 and when it's good and when it's not good to trade that bishop. Also check that one out. YouTube chat. And yeah, so back onto Maróczy business. The idea behind knight c2 is that we're trying to keep all four minor pieces on the board so that our space advantage can be certainly felt, or rather that it's very annoying for black to organize all four pieces. Rafa chess, that is a beautiful way to combine two sports that I absolutely love. The tennis and the chess. And b6 is something that I have been experiencing a fair bit recently. And frankly, a move I do not understand because it dooms black to the greatest depth of passivity. I mean, this bishop is absolute garbo. And I don't really see how black usually aims to explode this position other than e6, d5, which I should be able to shut down without too many dramas. MTZenR. Hello, hello, hello. How do I work out my re-rating given my leeches rating? What? Okay, d6 bishop e3, very, very normal. Redley Dalenta, thanks for the follow. It's quite amazing that every single time I start recording a YouTube video, the follows just keep on coming with the notification sound. So queen d2, the rooks usually go d1 e1 or c1 d1. It's very obscure to me how black is going to make progress, basically. And I have really an awful lot of at least semi-useful moves to make. Rook d1, rook e1, bishop f1, bishop f2, get them out of the way, or even queen f2, b3 to make the pawn chain healthy. There is a lot of potential for white here to just slowly build. And black doesn't have the same large number of free moves to make. I mean, they can chuck a knight here, they can play rook c8. And that's about it when they start running out of moves. The white squared bishops do suck a lot, that is correct. But you don't really compare individual pieces in positions like this. But you tend to look upon the whole position as a one unit. And in that one unit, yeah, I suppose that the overall impression is more relevant than one piece singled out. I mean, in some case, and this is what I was about to tell you, that sometimes black plays for f5, and this is another thing that I really dislike for black, not only because it creates 3 pawn islands versus my 2, but also because it creates a fair few weaknesses, in particular on the white squares. And last but not least, I don't really see what black accomplishes with this. So now a good plan, which I usually pursue in these scenarios even, is to try to play for f4, bishop f3. Which is a little bit of a risky plan because f4 obviously gives up both of these squares. And so 19 could be annoying. And so we might want to consider a few maneuvery type of moves before we engage with that. I'm also thinking about bringing the rook to one of these squares and then play b3, knight d5. I don't know if I want my rook here or here. I'm gonna go with rook here. And just take it from there. Yeah, the problem for black is that once this pawn structure materializes, there is no way to touch this for black in any way without generating further problems. So if he were to play e6 or e5, well, e6 would make this chronically weak, e5 would make this chronically weak, and the d5 square. And so my main concern with this pawn structure is that despite of its apparent flexibility, actually it's very immobile. And inflexible too. Rampicino, thank you so much, man, for the sub. I just noticed, by the way, that I have a long-term plan here with b3, knight e5, and after knight f4, black has no good way to cover this. Thank you, Forget About It, for sending the discussed material. Thank you. Appreciated that one. Keeping me focused on the topic at hand, which is those big, powerful pieces in the center. So 95, again, a pseudo threat. It hits c4 kind of, but now after knight d4, e6 is already becoming very tender. Expecting knight c5, but then b4 and then knight e6. So actually black is already in severe trouble as a result of f5. By the way, combining f5 with the bishop being absent from this diagonal looks to me like an insult added to injury sort of story. I mean, rook f6. Now if I go knight d5, bishop takes, pawn takes, then the e6 square is weak forever. Bishop g5 seems to be winning something, because if rook this way, then I can take this. Mind you, I almost value this bishop more than that rook. So if I were to go here, almost certain he would need to give up the exchange and play without the rook. So what I'm trying to assess now is that, is it easier for me to win this game if I play knight e5, pawn, bishop takes, pawn takes? Or is it easier if I go here and take it from there? But I think we need to go here. It's just makes perfect sense. And now I reckon that when we take this, resignation will be imminent. I mean, this was a really ugly way for black to play after f5, but again, when you make a positionally very dubious decision, then it is quite customary, especially in the hands of weaker players, but it sounds a bit obnoxious to say this, that things tend to fall apart very, very quickly if we just play traditional solid chess. And this is something I preach all the time on my channel, that if you look at this game, you go like, how did white win this exactly? Like, where is the 2600 coming from? And you find that I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing to win this game other than just playing principled solid chess. What I did was I developed my pieces, I castled, and I called the garbage garbage or semi-garbage and tried my best to exploit it. And it just literally fell on my lap as a result of me just playing thematic, reasonably decent chess. What should black have played? Not f5 for starters, and rook f6 was really bad. I anticipated he maybe knight f6, but overall I don't really know. Okay, let me think. Bishop f6. He's trying to be a little bit annoying, and I need to respect that. So I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to play knight d5 because pieces belong to the... Did I hit center? Yes, I did hit center. Let's put them in the center. Center, baby. The center. Absolutely the center. Takes back. So again, the e6 square is just about to be conquered. Note that now f4 is a very cool additional plan to what we have already accomplished, kicking the knight and allowing an extra diagonal for my bishop. Now this is a typical case of... it's very difficult to comment on this without coming off as full of myself and all that kind of shenanigans. But what he's trying to do with bishop c8 is hoping I would move the knight and he has bishop h3. Except bishop h3 isn't nothing. Because I just played rook f2 and yeah, there is nothing there. And unless bishop h3 comes any other case, I would just go f4. We got some extra love. Fuego! Thank you, Fuego, for the follow. I dare say, Fuego, based on your name, I should have told you Buenos dias, señor. But maybe I'm wrong about your Spanish or Portuguese name. f4. f4 is the plan. And this is looking very promising. Got that one right. Buenos dias, señor. Which is pretty much the extent of my Spanish knowledge. Chicos, chicas. Lauren, welcome back. We made the stream work and now we are recording an Inside My Head where we are playing a... what are we playing? What if you played e6 when I had the two knights? You mean here? It's not doable because then I have got all kinds of checks. Picking of the rookie. Tierra del Fuego. Is tierra the Spanish version of terra, meaning land? And then Terra del Fuego meaning the land of the fuego, which I still don't know what that is. A foolish mind. Thank you for tuning in. Nor, can you shut my door, please? Land of Fuego, fire. Oh. Right, okay. Welcome to Spanish lesson on my YouTube channel. So yeah, f4. f4 is the plan. Bishop h3, rook f2, nothing there. I think all they have is a solid resignation, to be honest. And whilst we are waiting for my opponent to move, I actually would like to start popularizing certain things on my YouTube channel too. And one of them is going to be the merch that is coming out. And the stream has already seen it, but I would like to show it to you. So now I'm going to do a weird thing that I've never done in my life before on YouTube. Hang on, king h8, f4, queen c3, kill, kill, kill. And that is that I'm going to show you our merge design. Check this out. What do you think of this, folks? Putting this on a shirt. That is going to be one of our plans. I will wait for the notification to go away. Dragon Bishop will go back to the advice after I'm finished with this game and the next one, because we are recording this for YouTube. Wait, what? Oh, wow. Okay, I messed up the recording there big time. Ah, there we go. Those are the clocks. Yeah, he's playing very slowly and there is not a lot to talk about because the position is essentially dead. Knight g4, queen c3. Looks like a move. Note that once the knight moves, I have access to here. Bishop h3 is still really bad on account of here. Matter of fact, after bishop h3, if I really wanted to prove myself to be extremely smart, I could even take this. Okay, so that looks to me like another blunder, because now bishop h5 attacks and defends, and this is already hanging. So bishop h5, rook h6 takes rook h5. I mean, I can play pawn e6 and shut this bishop in, but that looks a bit foolish, or silly, rather. Let me think. I need to shut the door because the family is going crazy. Sorry. Oh my god. This will have to be very desperate times to go on YouTube for this video and this particular game. By the way, why don't I just take this again? Ha! I talk about this all the time on my YouTube channel. Do not buy your opponent's bluffs. I take, check, king here, bishop h3, which is cute. Plan rook takes h2, king takes h2, and mate. And then I just play something like... I don't know if I want to calculate that, because there is queen d5 coming there as well. So take king here, bishop h3. Rook g1. Yeah, that looks a little bit too messy for my liking. I'm sure that that's a win. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking at bishop h5, but maybe that's also a little bit help chess. If rook f2, knight g4, yeah. I feel I'm a bit too reluctant to call it something. Actually, now I see it. Bishop h5, rook h6 takes, rook h5, I take this, they take back, and then I play queen c3. And that is going to wreak havoc big time. Let's go. I didn't have bishop f3 in the end of that line, buddy, because rook takes here would have hurt me a lot. You Hungary? No, I know Hungary. I am Hungarian by birth, but yeah, no, I know Hungary. That reminds me of a meme I saw on Facebook that was hilarious. There is two dudes on the in the picture with a car. Apparently it's a car dealership, and then dude one goes, cargo space, and dude two goes like, no, cargo no space, cargo on road only. Which is pretty lame when it's spoken out, but in a meme, it's quite hilarious. Yes, so the line is rook h6 takes, rook takes, pawn takes d6, queen c3, and the discovery is very difficult to stop because rook e5 is met by knight f3. And I think if queen g7, oh, we have knight. Oh, I wanted to say knight e6, queen queen c3, and then rook f8 mate, but rook e6 can be met by take. I will work it out when we get there. Yeah, this guy is really, really slow. I wanted to record 2 games for this video, but I don't think we'll get around that. This is just not enjoyable for a YouTube video, I dare say. I mean, there's nothing to think about. Anything else other than rook h6 just loses on the spot. Oh, we needed to explain the joke. Wow. Does that mean that it was absolutely terrible in my presentation? Or does that mean that someone has joined the stream after a few too many drinks or a few hours of sleep? Yeah. Who is Asher BHS? Chesspunk. He's a chesspunk. Please, guys, join the chesspunk community. Yeah, certainly, Stanston, it wasn't your fault. Yeah, maybe he's sober and that's why I didn't get the classic joke. Yeah, I would like to commentate on the game, ladies and gentlemen, but now I would have to start to talk about the aesthetics of how the pieces got carved out of rosewood and what process did they go through before they became beautifully painted in dark brown and this beigey white and all that stuff, whilst my beloved opponent is, I don't know, falling asleep or playing Sudoku with his granddaughter. Don't know, man. Something is amiss. How do you say amiss? I feel like anytime I fail, I say something is amiss. Amiss. That sounds better. Amiss. So if I go queen e2, then this hangs, this hangs. So queen e2, rook here, take. Queen c3 again. Queen g7, rook here, and we have a sexy motif there. I will go for that. Oh, I need to add the third course to the Polgar command because the third Polgar course also came out, guys. So be sure to check it out on Chessable. That's where the goodies are. Okay, so I don't know what he calculated, but he's a solid piece down here for nothing. Yeah, no, I don't think that he was thinking about how to make it to YouTube. Yeah, and then he resigned. Okay, I want to play another game, but preferably one that is not going to take us 75 eternities. So let's tune it down to 10-0. Let's see what we get. Okay, I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting a... Oh, here we go. Ivrilich. Hello, Mr. Ivrilich. Let's go d4 just to be different a little bit. Okay, so... Okay. What are you coming at me, Dr. Ivrilich? Is it gonna be the triangle? Is it gonna be the Queen's Gambit declined? Anna Taylor-Joy declined. By the way, did you hear, guys, that Gaprin Dashvili is suing Netflix for a very unfortunate sentence in Netflix series The Queen's Gambit? Oh, it's 10-2. That's fine still. Knight f6, knight c3. The Queen's Gambit is on the board after bishop e7 or knight b d7. After c6, we are going to transition into the Semislav Botvinnik, which is an extremely complex and very sharp variation, one that I enjoy with both colors. But I would only recommend to 20, 100 at least and higher. because it's immensely tactical and very brutal. What was the sentence? It went along the lines of Gaprin Nashville is just a GM who never played against any male players. Something along the lines of that, which was not only utterly stupid to say, but it was also fundamentally not true. I mean, yeah, I don't think that the $5 million claim is going to get through there, but yeah. The only part that really boggles my mind about this is that they had chess players on the advisory team of the series. So how is it possible that they let that one slide? Like, that's just insane. Anyway, Julian, how are you going, buddy? So Queen's Gambit. Now on the menu, c5 is a move I'm not quite familiar with. Now after e3 we can turn it into an IQP where I have the IQP. Or I can take d5, he's forced to take back, and then I play e3, and then they will have the IQP. Chat, do you want me to attack or do you want me to play positional chess? Very quickly because my time is ticking. An IQP is an isolated queen pawn. So what would you like me to do? Go aggro and attack or go positional and try to be a Karpov? Everyone demands positional, fine. We'll take on d5. Now I don't think takes on d4 works because then I can take this, yeah. And I could take right away. But then the bishop could develop, actually, yeah, instantly. So let's just go e3 first. Sochi! Hey, dude. I'm recording this for YouTube, so I'm not going to talk to you in Hungarian just yet. Well, the thing is that, yes, Nona Gaprindashvili was a legend. And so she didn't deserve what was in that TV series, but... yeah, $5 million? So I don't know about that. Yeah, so I thought that this was a possibility. But I'm thinking that here a quick bishop e2, knight e5, bishop f3 piling up on this pawn could be quite troublesome. Do we go knight e5 right away? This is what... Actually, that's not what pro players do when they pretend that they're thinking is that they look up. So that's what I should do now. So if I go knight e5, bishop d6, knight d7... then there is no good retake because I will win the d5 pawn. That's right. So knight e5, bishop d6, knight d7, bishop d7, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, knight takes d5, and we win. Okay, let's go. So bishop d6 has been dealt with in my head. I didn't look at bishop b4, although I should have. Probably the better move. Whereupon if I play bishop here, they might play queen a5, yeah. It's always good, by the way, in some sense, and I talked about this in other videos, to receive a move that you anticipated, because that means that you have a good grasp of what is happening in your own game. And let's face it, it's kind of lame not to know what's going on in your own game. Well, not lame, but, you know, it's suboptimal. So bishop e2, queen a5, castles is a pawn sack I have been considering. But knight e4, hitting this and this looks quite ugly. So queen a4 is the alternative. When queen a5, queen takes, bishop takes... Yeah, I feel like I messed this up a bit, maybe. Okay, one more time I like to have a look at this bishop e2 move. Queen here. Castles, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight e4. That's very unpleasant. Very, very unpleasant. Oh, wait a tick. Haha, we can take this, baby. Because if knight takes back, then we have the checkerino. That is very cool. So I take this, and if the queen takes, then the queen can no longer come this way. So I can just... Oh, yeah, but then e5 is a bit... Maybe queen a4 again. Ha! Take, and then he can't castle because this is on. Wow, chess is so messy. Okay, let's take this. C stars 23, thank you for the follow, senor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, queen f6 I guess is only move, or bishop takes c3. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes is another option. Which I forgot to call out loud. Now g takes is no go. Because that weakens too many things. Actually, after g takes, I would have considered knight f7, queen check, and then picking off this and this. So yeah, queen a4 was plan number 1. f4 is a possibility here, by the way. So queen a4 take. Let's go with queen d6. I'm not so impressed with that position. But at least you got what you demanded because you wanted positional chess. And so positional chess, here it comes. Thank you, Lauren. I'm doing splendidly well. So one more time. He, queen d6. It's a bishop e2, castles, now this hangs. And if I drop back, knight f6, knight d4 is very frustrating. Excuse me. So now I've got two options. One of them is f4, which I kind of I like, but I don't. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like black has got too many ways around that. Do I have bishop e2? Take, queen takes. No. There's nothing in there. Queen h5? Is that a move? Is queen h5 a move? That's an interesting one. Let's do that. Fortune favors the bold. Now, there's nothing bold about that, but I wanted to say something, and so I went with that. I was considering actually that after takes, I might take with the queen. Forcing this queen takes, pawn takes, bishop e6, bishop e2 endgame scenario, which looks a tad more pleasant for white because of the backward pawn on what do you call that thing? d5. September does not mean subgames, Johannes Brahms. What that means is that Twitch makes all gifted subs, and perhaps the regular subs as well, 20% cheaper. Yep, so this is covered. So again, knight e5, queen e5 I think is my choice, because if I were to take with the pawn, then maybe queen here and then queen in could cause some uninvited or unwanted trouble. So let's go with queen takes, pawn takes. And what I'm greatly regretting now, well, I regret a lot of things really, is the fact that I overlooked bishop f5, which cuts off rook b1 in a very ugly fashion. Ugly for me, that is. And allows black to have no problems whatsoever. So we tremendously misplayed this. And now we need to find a way to come back into this game, or, well, if not come back, but at least pretend that we have got a good shot at winning this. So if I were to take like this, queen b6 is my problem. Bishop e2, queen b2. Castles, queen takes c3. Do I have any kind of counterplay there for the pawn? I really do not think so. Take here. Bishop e2, queen in. Castles, queen takes. If I go bishop f3, he has got bishop e6. Nah, unfortunately, this is what it's gonna be. But yeah, I really dislike this endgame for white. Or rather, I should say, I dislike my chances of winning this. After take bishop f5, the bishop that is supposed to be bad is actually bloody awesome. Yeah. Now that ought to be a bad move. That has to be bad. Because bishop f5 would have cut off my rook entirely. Whereas now I've got rook here b6. But even if after that he plays bishop here, I will have rook b5. Okay, when I say bad, I mean it was not the best. I have bishop f5, rook d1, he would have had rook d8. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's go. Rook b1, b6. Bishop e2, bishop f5. Rook b5. He now can't go here because of f3. Yeah, I'm going, man. But I still think that our winning chances here are very, very meager. Especially because at one point he will be able to, after developing these dudes, rook e8. And if I play f4, he plays f6, and then this guy here. Hello? Mouse slip much? What am I missing? Isn't that just hanging? What was that? I'm asking him if that was a mouse slip. But he's not answering. And my time is ticking, so he can answer it in his time. Yeah, Lauren, we have discussed already this take-back thing that it's not really meaningful to play a game and then someone hangs a rook by a mouse slip and then I take it and it's like, yes, awesome. And now we learned nothing about chess and wasted the last half an hour as a learning opportunity. I'm not very big on that. And that being said, it's actually not that easy to play still because... oh, okay, he meant it. As in to play b6. Okay, he says he wants to carry on. So if I take bishop e6 is annoying. And then there will be a lot of activity coming at my face. I don't want to take this. I'm gonna go here. I feel like this was very dangerous. Bishop e6, rook b5, rook b8, and penetration is inevitable. Whereas now after bishop c6, rook c7, the bishop will have to find an ugly square to go to, or he goes there and I can finish development just. But even this looks very shaky actually. Rook b8, rook b8, rook b8. Castles, rook b2, bishop f3, bishop e6 maybe? It's nothing to write home about, man. Nothing to write home about at all. We are having actually a very difficult time here. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how this went off the rails. But there's one thing for sure, and that is that it has gone off the rails. Even bishop e4 is playable here. Now that surprised me, although bishop d3 looks good. Noals, thank you for the Sabarino. Okay, I have a little tactic there. I will play rook here, and then I'm threatening to take, and the bishop can't retake because of the back rank mate. That's a little dirty there. I don't really mind chucking in just for the funsies. H5 seems reasonable. Perhaps, no, I don't know. Okay, let's open up the back rank. My biggest problem at the moment is the utter passivity of my rook. So my number 2 cheapie is going to be king up. Can I take? No, because check. So I'm going to go here, threatening take, take, take. Oh shoot, d2. Okay, it's very, very... Yeah, take, 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 and now after d2 I can't catch up with the pawn. That kind of hurts. I don't know why I did this. Can anyone tell me why I played that move? So rook c2 I guess just kills me, right? Yeah, we're dead. We are toads dead. I wanted king f3, but I just can't go there because of this check. So yeah, that's what I was really, really worried about. Yeah, I'm totally toast here. That's gonna be a very sad end. Rook b1 missed, what? Yeah, that's a good call. I did miss rook b1, yes. That's a very good call there. That's a very, very good call. I don't know what I'm pushing these pawns up here for. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, this guy is sus. One day old account, only playing long time controls. So here we are still... I wouldn't say we are alive, but we exist. Would be quite amazing. Bishop here, king is c2, king c1, and entombing my entire army. Let's do that. That's gonna be funny at least. If we have to go down, at least let's have some fun. Yeah, c2, king here, rook here wins, so I will play king d2, but even then here is painful. Now I can try this. Which of course is dead lost, but yeah. At least we're having some fun. Wow, that's one hell of a straight line there. Rook c3. Okay. I feel YouTube content here, boys. I feel YouTube content here. Too good. Beautifully played. Okay, let's have a look at the analysis board. Because obviously we would like to learn from our mistakes. Which, oh, he blundered. He blundered by bishop d7. Two inaccuracies and one blunder. Okay, let's go through this game just very quick. So I thought that this was a tad weird. Oh, this is actually capturable. I didn't even think that that would be doable. I thought it was way too dangerous. Thank you for the follows, guys. So I went e3, c4, knight e5, no good. Apparently bishop e2 was to be preferred. Bishop b4 I did miss, and I told you that I did. Take. He takes on c3, slight inaccuracy. I thought it was a good move. Knight e5, take. b5, totally fine move. Bishop d7 blunder. Instead, bishop e6 is the move. In I went. And he just killed me in this endgame like he should. Apparently here rook a1 is the move, and then I'm still alive. Well. This may be a bit of a an animal that lives in the fish that we an animal that lives in the water that we played again. Maybe not. I'm not going to make an accusation. I am not sure enough about that. Nah, we lost. We take it in the chin and we move on. So yeah, interesting game. May or may not see the light of YouTube. I don't know. I feel like this video went way too long. And now I need to go back to attend to the streaming business. My stream says 100% engine user. I mean, I really am dying for a clickbaity title like Chess Coach Andraj goes down to cheater on whatever. So let's hope for the best. Thank you for YouTube. I like the game. We learned, we enjoyed ourselves. So whatever. OG. See you soon. Here comes the twist ender, baby. So I don't remember exactly because I haven't watched the video that is going to be extracted from stream because I'm a donkey and I forgot to press record. So I will have to actually extract the inside my head that you just watched already from the stream where I think I said that this guy was suspicious, but I'm not going to report it. But after I stopped, well, not the recording, but after the extract, I went back to stream. We had a chat with the chat, and chat told me that the guy had a 1700 rating in puzzles. And then I went through the game again, and I found out that apart from a very obviously intentionally committed blunder, my opponent has had, actually, why don't I show you that? Some insanely good centipawn loss rating. So let's have a look at that again. Here he is. So this was the game that I lost. And yes, if you look down here, there is one blunder, 2 inaccuracies, 17 average centipawn loss. And part of it, obviously, at least 10 points would be this blunder here with bishop d7. And whilst admittedly this is a bad move, I instantly failed to exploit it. I took on... No, I did not take on d5, which I should have done according to the engine, actually. So what was the story here? Bishop e6 and then rook d1 back. I still don't really like this position for white because of this. I mean, according to the engine, the best move here is rook g1. I rest my case. Like, if that's the best, I don't want to be in this. I don't even want to investigate that any further. And apart from that, opponent played perfect chess. So, long story short, I ended up reporting him more out of curiosity. I usually, when I report someone, I'm about 95% certain that they are cheaters. This one was about 93. But anyway, this morning I come back to my Lichess account and the first thing I get is someone you reported was banned. Thank you. You lost to someone who violated the terms and services, refunded 10 rating points. And just to confirm, I went to the guy's account who... So that's a twist ender. I'm pretty sure I already published on Inside My Head a game that I lost. This is certainly one that had a bit of an ugly end to it, a bit of a that's not cool. But hey, such is life. So I still enjoyed actually playing that game, and that was quite an interesting learning curve. So that's just it for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with more soon. Bye.